Welcome to the Gallivant Gals podcast. I don't know what that was. I'm Natalie.
There went Jamie.
There I go.
And I'm Angelica. Welcome back to another episode of the Gallivant Gals podcast. We are here today with Jamie Ferguson, one of our Gallivant Gals, and we are talking all things Boardwalk Resort. Natalie and I, as you know, from our day one and 2 episode, we mentioned briefly about our stay at the Boardwalk, and we were like, you know what? We're going to save all of that and do a whole episode on the Boardwalk. Well, turns out Jamie just stayed at the Boardwalk in a much nicer room than we did, but still at the Boardwalk.
Get to that.
So there are lots of things to cover in this episode. Jamie, I know that we've had you on before, but why don't you just go ahead, reintroduce yourself to our Gallivant gang, tell us a little bit about you, and then we will go from there.
Hey guys, my name is Jamie. As they said, I have been happily married for 1,000,000 years at this point to my husband, Dylan. He is active duty military for just a few more months. And we have lived all over the world with our 3 children. It is very exciting to be an agent with Gallivant Gals. There's quite nothing like it. I am here to
We're
book
a fun bunch.
all the Disney travel. Also, if you need tips or hints and things with Europe and Germany and all those fun things, I'm kind of been there, done that too as well.
She's well versed and well traveled for sure.
Yes. So Boardwalk, we wanted to touch on first, I guess, just the location of where it's at, the convenience, what it has to offer, and all those things. So with the convenience, we were able to walk to Epcot, and it is literally the fastest walk. Like, I did not think we were going to make rope drop the one morning. We were out the door and
Girl, we were
there. You're
it.
there.
It was great.
So just like a little bit of like backstory, if you didn't catch our day 1 episode, I got there before Natalie did, so it was my civic duty, I guess, that's what you want to call it, to go check us in, get us in the room, whatever. And so like just a little bit of backstory. Before I got there, I stayed at Pop Century, and I had my luggage transferred from Pop Century to Boardwalk. Okay. First of all, didn't even know that existed at Disney. I've been to Disney 100 times, and that service, if you've never utilized it, absolutely take advantage if you're doing a split stay. It is the best thing ever. So I went to Epcot, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if our room's ready. It was like maybe 1:30, and normally check-in's not till 3 or 4.
3.
Yeah. So I was like, let's just see how long it's going to take me to walk to the Boardwalk from Epcot. Okay. Because I was a little skeptical. I was like, everybody, like, I have to see what all the fuss is for myself. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I walked out of Epcot, crossed the bridge, turned left, and there it was.
There you were.
So when I tell you it is so convenient, like, I felt like I was in heaven. Like, I had the Skyliner. I had my resort. Like, if I could stay there for every stay, I absolutely would.
Yes.
So,
and
it's our new favorite.
Before you turn left to go to the Boardwalk, you pass the Skyliner right there that can take you right onto Hollywood Studios. But you can also walk to Hollywood Studios from Boardwalk. So, and you can also take a boat to Hollywood Studios or to Epcot if you did not want to walk that walk. So that is nice. Now, the bus situation, you can bus to Magic Kingdom and to Animal Kingdom, which that went fine. But they do share a bus sometimes with Yacht and Beach Club. Did you guys experience this, Jamie?
Yes, we did experience the Yacht and Beach sharing.
Yes.
Did you know this before you booked it? Because we showed it in.
So I had heard that some of them do share. I didn't necessarily look much deeper past that situation. But we did have a couple really nice bus drivers give us some like tips and hints on that one.
I guess
He typically would just tell us to get off at Yacht Club because you walk across the little bridge right there and you're at your hotel and you don't have to wait for them to go through beach and then all the way back around.
See, they didn't tell us that. They didn't tell us that because Natalie and I sat on the bus for an hour, for a solid hour. Okay. Like, okay, just this. I promise I will not scroll too much, but I have a rant because I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm paying to stay at a deluxe resort, I want my own bus. Okay.
I do think that's a little crazy.
If my value resort can have its own bus, I can assure you that my deluxe resort better have its own bus.
Yes.
Okay. So Natalie and I left Typhoon Lagoon at 4:00 on the dot. Like on the dot, we were on the bus at 4:00. Do you want to know that we did not return back to the boardwalk until 4:56? 4:56. 56 minutes we were. Okay, but not only that, we also were unaware that we were sharing a bus with 2 other resorts. So the beach club, Natalie hopped off the bus, and I'm like the little. I'm like the child that follows its mama. Okay, like my mama hopped off the bus. I need to go,
and realized it was wrong.
I was like, Natalie, I don't think this is it. And she's like, this doesn't look familiar. I was like, where are we at? He said, beach club. I was like, I could have sworn that this bus
got
said Boardwalk.
The Boardwalk bus.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, ma'am. It's Boardwalk, Beach Club, and Yacht Club.
Yeah. And it would have been okay, but no shame on people using scooters. But we just had 2 bad stops where at each stop there was multiple scooters. I've never seen someone put so many scooters on a bus. I think there was 3 scooters on our bus. So there was no seats down. Everyone was standing. That was in that front part. So it was just a long bus ride in wet clothes. And I hate being wet. So I wanted
Natalie
to get back
starts
to our hotel.
panicking. Like, okay, I'm the anxiety-ridden one. Okay, like I'm the one, if somebody's got a meltdown, it's going to be me. Natalie was in wet clothes, and she was like fidgeting like an addict. Like
I have to stop. This has got to end.
But it's good to know that all you got to do is walk across, like, because this is what I told Natalie. I said, we shouldn't have gotten off at Beach Club and just walked our happy bus back because literally we sat on the bus for another 40. Like,
yeah, we should have done that.
If you're staying at the boardwalk, and they pull up to Beach Club or Yacht Club, just get off and walk.
Yes.
Get off and walk. Yeah. Just do it.
So our experience was they stopped at Yacht Club every time first. And luckily it was early in our trip that the driver had to load some more scooters. He was literally like, you have a 6-minute walk. And I was like, I'm leaving.
Yes.
Like I'll be in my room laying in my bed before I can get off the bus.
Well, that is a good tip.
Know why
that's a really good tip.
In my head, because that wasn't the resort we were supposed to be at. Like we had to get back on the bus and ride the bus to the boardwalk. I don't know. I don't know. But you learn.
You learn.
And you learn.
But so this resort has all the ways of transportation. You can walk, you can ride the boat, you can take a bus, and the Skyliner.
You cannot take a horse-drawn carriage. That is about the only type of transportation you can't take.
All 4 transportation systems, so that's kind of cool. So next is the room categories, and there is a lot of room categories at Boardwalk. So they have
this is also a DVC property.
Yeah, so they have the regular standard rooms, they have the villas standard rooms, they have 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and then they have the 3-bedroom. At the Boardwalk. I should have looked up how many square feet that 3-bedroom is, but maybe while Jamie's telling us about her awesome stay, we'll talk about our room first. We were just in like a standard, I believe it wasn't a preferred room. So we were in a preferred standard room. So we were in like the first
There's not
building.
a preferred standard room. It's just a preferred room. I
Just a
think.
prefer. Well, it was a standard room that it had the 2 queen beds. It wasn't a
Yeah.
1-bedroom or 2-bedroom. That
It was
was
preferred
the
because of
standard.
location. We were close. We were
Yes.
close to like the lobby, the bus stops. We were close to all things. So preferred was because of location. I'm pulling up my laptop to see what the square footage of the 3-bedroom is.
Okay. So our room was very spacious. That is one thing about the older Disney resorts. I don't know exactly when this one was built, but it's been around a long time. The rooms in the old deluxe resorts are huge. Like there is so much room in these rooms. Because if you go to the newer one, like if you go to Animal Kingdom or Riviera, rooms were okay, but definitely not as big as these ones. The rooms are so small. They're so small. But the rooms here are so nice and spacious. I know it's probably big because remember the Riverside, how big those ones were? So not Riverside, Riviera was like 2,600 square feet or 2,500 square feet. But Jamie, tell us about the room that you guys were in.
So the room that we were in had the 2 queens, and then it had the pull-out sofa. But like, I feel like it's 2 rooms of pop. If that's like a great, like something people can compare it to. Like it was massive. No one was on top of each other. The beds are raised, and there was storage. Like every bed could put storage, even the pull-out. There was like a coffee table and 2 TVs and sitting chairs. I mean, it was just like a very large space for
were
like
y'all
a
in a
Disney
3-bedroom?
property. We were not. We were just in a 6-sleeper room.
Okay, gotcha.
There's so many room categories at Boardwalk. Like
Yes.
so many.
So
do you, go ahead.
I believe it's just the 6-sleeper room. I don't believe it was considered a suite.
Because there wasn't like a kitchen, and there wasn't like it wasn't considered a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom.
No.
No. So it's just the 6-sleeper.
Right. And I know that all of them aren't the 6-sleepers. I think you have to go club level to get that 6-sleeper.
I think so too.
Which is what we were running into being a larger family.
Yes. So Angelica, why don't you tell us how many square feet are in, I'm going to move my camera, how many square feet is in that 3-bedroom?
All right. So there are, they call them the 3-bedroom grand villas.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the grand villas.
And there are only 7 of them at this property. And they sleep up to 12 guests. And it has a king-size bed, 4 queen-size beds, a queen-size sleeper sofa, and 3 bathrooms. Okay.
That's so nice. So you could literally have like 3 small families in this room.
So the grand total square footage of the 3-bedroom grand villa is 2,142 square feet.
So nice. So not as big as the one
that is 900 square feet less than my house.
Yes. And that's bigger than most people's houses. Like
the average size house is 1,800 square feet.
Yes, that is bigger than most people's houses. Yeah. So the Rivieras are a little bit bigger, but that is a big room. That is a big.
Now listen. So the 2-bedroom is 1,071 square feet, and it sleeps 9 guests.
Yeah, that's really good.
And there's 149 2-bedroom villas.
Oh, see, this is what I was trying to look for earlier. And I guess I was just Googling the wrong thing.
So the 1-bedroom villas are 712 square feet. And there are 279 of the 1-bedroom villas.
How many 3-bedrooms are there?
There are only 7 3-bedrooms.
Okay. Yeah, I knew that there's not a lot.
Yep, there's 149 2-bedroom. And there are 279 1-bedroom. And then as far as the deluxe studios go, those are 359 square feet, and there are 246.
Awesome. Now, I have been dying. I've been waiting because I'm like, Jamie, I don't want to hear about it. I want to hear about it on the podcast because she stayed club level
We did. We stayed club level for Christmas.
at the Boardwalk. Now, please explain
Preach
to
yourself.
everyone, what does the club level mean?
So my husband and I had this wonderful trip planned in 2020 that got canceled. It was going to be our first club level stay. And then we rescheduled and shifted our family around with things when we went back. So we didn't stay club level. So we were very excited. Our family needed this huge, like, just relaxation reset button. Kind of had a lot going on. So my mom's like, we're going all out. I was like, are you sure? Coming from the woman who like is obsessed with Disney theming and art of animation, and like my kids pull up to art of animation and they're like, we're home.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe now we're home at Boardwalk because everyone is just like ruined for future trips.
Yes, you're ruined.
Started with getting a letter in the mail from the concierge service if there was anything I wanted to book, any reservations or VIP tours or anything I needed help with in planning and getting ready for my trip. I didn't utilize it because I had my trip planned at that point.
Because
I had all the things
obviously
that
you're
I
a
needed.
travel agent. So
Right. I was like, I love that you can help, but like, had I not had reservations that I want, like Cinderella's Royal Table, I would have probably reached out, and I do think that they would have helped get it.
Yes. Because one thing Jamie and I were talking about before is something about club level and that concierge level. They look for ways to make your trip better. So,
yeah.
Well,
go on.
I was gonna say, I remember you saying club level at Coronado, and like they gave Justin and Porter a single day, a free ticket.
Now, I'm not saying that would happen forever. Like, they're not just going to hand you free stuff.
Right.
No. I just happened to be talking to someone. It came up that, like, oh, well, they don't have tickets, but, like, this isn't our vacation. Our cruise we're going on is our vacation. This is just our before stay. And he gave us a free ticket. So, but they did upgrade our room, and they just, it was wonderful. But Jamie, go on about the Boardwalk.
Yes.
So we got the letter. Again, I didn't utilize that. We called to say we were going to be later arrival. We show up to our room to a handwritten letter in our room, signed by the staff that's there that day. A huge pack of saltwater taffy. Just
know about this.
Amazing. We were like, oh, this is amazing. But we had
We're
like
almost
15 minutes.
Saltwater taffy.
It gets better. We had like 15 minutes and we're like, okay, we're running to the club. Like, we're not wasting this day. We've missed all day. We haven't been to the club. Let's go. We run up there. They talk to us. Your magic band will scan you in if there's not someone there. So they kind of go through the whole spiel. Huge bowl of saltwater taffy. You get it every time you walk through the door if you want it. Wonderful. Go down the long hallway because some people stay behind the door. We were not behind the door, but some people stay club level behind the door where the larger suites are.
Oh,
we go in and the staff is fabulous, and there's all the treats and macarons and chocolates and candies for the night and wine and beer options. It was just anything we wanted, and everyone's in their pajamas and their slippers hanging out.
So basically you were Kevin McAllister.
Yeah.
In New York City.
It was so good, y'all. That night, my kids walked with plates back to the room and drinks, and I was like, "What are we doing?"
Listen, I would look like Gus. Like I would look like little Gus. Like I would have my mouth holding the top. Like just.
We all had like little bags of candy because they have a candy bar that's set up at different times through the day, and you can package it up in a little bag and take it with you. We all had them beside our bed, in our backpacks, in our purses. There was candy everywhere.
So basically you were like Ross Geller before you checked out and like stuffing things in the bag. Like you were going to get your money's worth.
Pretty much.
Yes.
But,
so we got up the next morning, had breakfast. Breakfast. And cannot confirm, but they were like, we're getting this from downstairs. Well, downstairs is Trattoria Al Forno in the mornings. I cannot confirm that that's what the breakfast is, but I
think it is
from there.
Because at Coronado, the restaurant they use is the restaurant that's there up above. So the food that's there is down in the club level room.
So Easy Grit Bar, like their grits are so creamy, and bacon and sausage and fruit and all the pastries
So
and
good.
danishes. It's like Mickey's buffet, you know?
And not like the continental one at the hotel. Like,
No.
it is
It is
good.
not your
not the
typical
continental
continental
breakfast at the
breakfast.
Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
No, this ain't
This
the
is-
Holiday Inn.
Amazing food.
Yeah.
Amazing food that they will, like, if you don't want to eat down there, they'll give you a to-go container, take it to your room.
Yes.
They are fabulous about it. People were making to-go boxes and taking it with them on transportation to the parks. Like, it is, you're paying for it, so eat it.
Yeah.
Natalie, we're staying club
I know, we're
club
doing it.
level.
We're doing
I don't
it.
know where we're staying next, but it's gonna be club level.
Well, there's
This-
a lot
even
of
if
club levels, so
Even if it's one night. I have never done club level.
you
Okay,
need
so
to.
now
We're
I
doing
You have
it.
to try it.
Well, I have been a peasant thus far. So listen, okay, now it's the time for us to do club level on the business's dime.
You will figure it out. I mean, because it is fabulous. But my kids' favorite thing, and I think grew to be mine, is they have reusable water bottles. And you'll start to spot them throughout the park of all
I
the other
didn't know
people staying
that.
club level once you've spotted this. It's
I
just
did
a
not know
plastic water
this.
bottle with a black lid. They have a water machine in there, and you can fill it with cold, like room temperature, like filtered water, or sparkling water. My kid
Love
is addicted
that.
to Pellegrino. So multiple times a day when we're at the resort, we're filling up our water bottles to go.
That is awesome. Now,
It
what
was
about in
great.
the afternoon?
So in the afternoon, the food changes a little bit. It changes 3 times throughout the day, but it's still very heavy food. I
Yeah.
would say heavy hors d'oeuvres, like, again, meatballs from Trattoria or from
Yes.
like the deli, because the deli had a meatball sub that day. But the food is just top notch. If you've never eaten at Trattoria Al Forno or the bakery / deli there that's on the boardwalk, the food cannot be beat.
Oh,
And
the
you're just
bakery
getting it all
or
day
the deli
long.
is fantastic. I mean,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
delicious.
And then at night, they have like the dessert.
The desserts at night, they do rotate them. So Stella did not get macarons every night, but there was just a whole slew. And then get your innkeeper workers. It's called the Innkeepers Club. They start to recognize you. They start to get to know you. The last couple of nights, Stella was like on top of the world because they had her Diet Coke ready for her when she went downstairs. Like, they knew the end of the night she was coming and they were going to have her Diet Coke.
Her Diet
so
Coke
he's like, I have
ready.
your Coke.
Yes.
They're there to
Natalie,
make your
you were
experience
born
feel
for
special.
club level.
Yes.
Like
Well,
Natalie was
so
born for club level. For someone to
we-
fix her Diet Coke.
At night.
Well, that's what I love is you can go in the inn or the club level anytime and go grab bottles of water, cans of soda, beer, wine. I don't know if they have the
Orange
wine
juice.
out all the time.
Apples, it's out. If
juices.
it's not out, they'll pour it. Like, they have it in the
Yes.
back and they will pour it for you. They had Pog juice. Stuart was like
Ugh.
walking every night out with Pog juice, like as full
Yes.
as he could get it in the cup.
So I was telling Jamie before, they take special note very much of you. Like, she told me about Stella, and I was like, oh my gosh, when we were there, they were offering like mimosas to everyone in the morning. And I was like, oh no, thank you. And they're like, well, can I get you any other beverage? And I was like, oh, I got my Diet Coke. They're like, well, do you want anything? I said, oh, no alcohol. She went and made for like one for each of us, like a special non-alcoholic drink with like an orange on it and everything. Well, that night she happened to still be there and she remembered me. She's like, oh, wait, ma'am, let me go make your drinks for you. She went and made 4 drinks to go with the orange thing on the side. Like, just so sweet that she even remembered and took note of that. Like,
Well, I just feel
It's
left
So
out now.
personable. Like, they
Well,
purposely are going to make you feel like special.
yes. So you can concur that the Boardwalk Club level was top notch.
I can. I've heard it's the best, and I haven't stayed it anywhere else, but it would take a lot to compare to the
Right.
Boardwalk group.
Yes.
I'm just
I
telling you,
too
when
have
I
heard-
saw the video of your children hanging over the balcony or whoever it was, I was like, I know that their room does not overlook the actual boardwalk. Like,
Oh, yes.
but Oh, yes, it absolutely did. Do you know how much FOMO I had? Like, I don't get FOMO often, okay? I'm like, I love that journey for you. Live your best life. I'm over here, like, angry at Jamie because I'm not.
So our room was on top of the Abracadabra bar. It was fabulous. We had a balcony with 2 seats and a table out there. I would bring my wine down and sit on the balcony at night and just watch the performers on the boardwalk.
Now, I have a question.
amazing.
Because you were above the Abracadabra bar and you were in an exterior room that was facing the boardwalk, were there any issues with the noise? Like, that's none. See,
None.
I love
is
that
great.
because I'll be honest, like that was the one difference that I noticed, even with just our preferred room, of staying like in an interior room, like with interior hallways, kind of like
It was
more like a
silent.
stand. It was so quiet, even though we
It
had an
was
exterior
silent.
balcony, but like staying at like even a moderate like Riverside or Caribbean Beach or
Where the
you know
doors are
Value, like
outside.
where it's like exterior entry, everything is so much louder. It echoes and like, and I'm a noise person. Like the
Yeah.
slightest thing wakes me up. I got the best sleep of my life at that boardwalk.
Yeah.
And I
It
don't know,
didn't even dawn on me until you said that.
like,
Well, and
I
I
don't know
think
what kind of pillows
because
they have, but I'm gonna tell you something. I'm stealing one next time I go because I still have my, literally right there. I still have my one from Riverside. But I'm telling you
yes,
right now, I don't know what voodoo is in them boardwalk pillows.
yes.
So I'm gonna tell you.
Well, I wonder if
So-
like the moderate and pop century, like the ones that you exit on the outside, I feel like since people are outside, they feel like they can be loud,
Louder.
you know?
Well,
But because you're inside, you're like, oh, let's not run, you know, we don't need to yell in the hallways. So I think that's it.
we stayed a lot at Grand Destino Tower at
Yeah.
Coronado, and I will say either there it's not as quiet because Natalie heard this alarm clock. I swear it was 3 stories up going
I
off,
could hear an alarm clock.
and she's like, and I didn't hear it. I was like in my Zen moment, get ready to go to sleep, and she's like, "Do you hear that?" And then all of a sudden, when someone says, "Do you hear that?" my ADHD hearing turns on, and
You can hear everything.
I turn into a German Shepherd, and I'm like, I do hear that, and now I'll never be able to sleep again. But Boardwalk was so quiet. But that was one of my biggest questions was with y'all having that balcony room and overlooking.
If it was
'cause, I mean,
loud.
there's a lot of entertainment that
There
happens out
is.
there
There's a
on the
lot
boardwalk.
going on out there, but it is.
Yeah.
We
So
did not
it didn't
hear
affect
anything.
okay. That's good to know, especially for, you know, people listening in who might want to stay in the future. If you have an exterior room, I mean, if noise is a concern, because like I have a child who's very sensitive to noises. He will not sleep if he hears noises. So I'm glad to know that noise was not a
good.
concern.
Now, what about the pool? I stayed there a long time. Actually, it was 12 years ago because I just found out I was pregnant with McKenna when we stayed a couple nights at the boardwalk after a cruise. So I saw the old pool, and they used to have this horrible, scary clown face that the slide would go through. But the clown face is now gone. Did you guys? Well, you guys are. What did you see the pool? Like,
We saw the pool. It was probably
Yeah.
our coolest trip, like
Yeah, it was
temperature wise, that we've
cold.
ever had. So we were in layers most of the trip, but
yeah,
we did see it. The kids were like, we need to stay again during the summer because I would say it's rivaling Beach and Yachts pool just
Yeah.
for
It was
the
beautiful.
the slide and the
Well,
entertainment
yeah.
area and just the
in
vision
fact,
they have for it.
Angelica, she was like, "Yeah, I think there's a carousel over there." I was like,
I got so
Here?
excited. I was like, there's a merry-go-round.
"Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
the bar."
it's the bar.
It's the bar. Yeah.
But if you didn't walk into the pool area,
I didn't.
it looks
So-
like a carousel from.
It does.
Yeah.
It truly does. And I
Absolutely.
mean, and I will say, like, the pool was not very, even though it was like 90 degrees when we were there.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the pool wasn't very crowded, and it was very quiet compared, like, to Art of
Yes.
Animation or Pop Century, or even Caribbean Beach, where there are just, and not that I mind kids. I have 3 children. This is not me dissing on kids, but
Right.
kids be loud.
Can be much.
Okay. Like,
Yeah.
but like, I feel like that places like Boardwalk, your kids don't be acting out as much. Like, they're like, this is a finer establishment. You better act like you got some sense.
We're going to act a little different here.
So, like, the pool itself was fairly quiet. And I told Natalie, I was like, did you know there's a merry-go-round down at the pool? And so she
I was
like,
did Adam marry? I don't remember that. And then I went and
like,
looked. And
Angelica, that was the bar.
it's
I
the
was like,
bar.
that's still just as
It's bar.
exciting.
But it's still fun theme. Exactly.
It is.
So the next thing to talk about at the boardwalk is the food. Now, I will say my one thing, it's unique and kind of cool and on theme, but it's one thing that kind of drove me a little crazy is that nothing is inside. So no food. There's no food
So there
inside.
is a little coffee place.
Oh, true.
With
Right
some
off the lobby.
pastries right off the main lobby. That is the only food that you do not
to
have to
refill
exit
my
the building
mug,
for.
I was going to say, but you can't refill your mug there.
No.
So it was raining, like pouring rain our last morning. And so we had to go out in the rain, put our rain stuff on just to go get food and go fill up our cups. So I'd say that is like one of my only negatives, and the bus situation. But food, have you eaten at any of the sit-down restaurants there, Jamie?
So we typically go to Trattoria Al Forno every trip.
See, I've never eaten.
One of our family's favorite breakfast.
Long time ago. Take that back. Breakfast long time ago. And it was good.
If you could take and mix like Chef Ramsay and Hell's Kitchen with Ratatouille's kitchen, if you could mash those together and envision, like you're watching the chef check the plates and like everyone cooking. And
that's
just
awesome.
the vibe is more like the Ratatouille type of restaurant.
So what, I mean, to me, it sounds Italian. Is it Italian? What is it?
I would say it's Italian. We get a little less of that just because we're there normally at breakfast time. There is 2 breakfast pizzas, I believe. But they have what Stella calls them the Rapunzel pancakes. They're the really thick, round pancakes, like fluffy.
Because they used to have a character dining there with Rapunzel and Flynn Rider and Ariel and Prince Eric.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I know.
That'd be fun.
And I'm bummed that they haven't brought that back. Like that.
Well, and the menu is still not completely the same as it was prior to COVID.
It makes
it is still a little bit altered.
The sought after morning breakfast reservation was that place, but because you never get to meet the men. Like
I was gonna say,
on.
you don't. I was like, Flynn Rider. That's a Disneyland thing. Like that's
so. I'm bummed that they haven't brought that back. But
yeah, for sure.
Oh well. But Flying Fish, I've never eaten at Flying Fish. We'll have to ask one of our agents. Amanda just ate there, so we'll have to ask her about Flying Fish.
I wanted to get one of those flipping corn dogs, but the lot, like I didn't get one, and I'm really sad about it.
I know.
So the thing is we could just watch the line from the balcony.
Yeah,
there was no line. The kids ran downstairs.
Yeah. Well, because like they literally have like, don't they have a foot-long cheese stick?
Yeah.
The mozzarella sticks are humongous. Humongous.
Yes.
They have
those
a fried
like
pickle.
My favorite.
They do. And they have like some sort of like hot dog stuffed fried pickle too. I did not do that one. But
it's a corn dog. It's a corn dog in a pickle fried.
Yes.
Which is literally like every Southerner's dream.
One more sit-down restaurant that I want to talk about is the Cake Bake Shop. I was able to go to the small portion of it where I got the key lime, just a slice of key lime pie.
Side, yes.
And everything is glitter sprinkled with like edible glitter. Literally everything. It was the most beautiful, holy cow, place.
Oh,
but did you guys eat at the restaurant?
So we did not sit down at the restaurant. Okay. It was very, very busy while we were there. It's probably the busiest place that we saw on the boardwalk. But if you're staying close there, the morning time, you can walk in and out, get your latte, get your dessert or your pastry if you're wanting that for the morning.
Or your $26 slice of cake.
You could do that as well. But you could just walk in and out
you can do
that
that
without
too.
waiting in line. But it is very much, I would say, like a Gideon's thing. The line is stretching when people get up and about and you're moving.
Well, so when Natalie and I went, literally, we were there the weekend before it opened. So
but we were there the day they took down the walls.
The wall.
Yeah. Well, and then so shortly, and like, because Natalie and I were looking at the menu and we were looking at some of the prices and we were like,
oh, yeah.
But then not even 2 days later, they revised the prices.
They readjusted
the pricing
the prices.
had gotten revision.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear that the other cake bake shops that are in Indiana, like there's, I guess this is the third location.
Yes,
I hear that they're all similarly priced. It's not just the Disney.
Yeah, so they did.
Right.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, it was delicious, but yeah.
There's been so much controversy that surrounded it just because of, I think, the price point. But, you know, like one of my favorite reviews that I saw was from the Lost Bros. And they spoke very highly of it. They're like, look, you're paying for an experience. Like, this is not, it's not just the food. The food was delicious, but the experience of it was high end. And, you know, so it, I think if you're looking for something different and something, something unique and one of a kind, and that's not going to be just like your average restaurant, I think that this is a place, like, and if you're girly and dainty and you like kind of the finer things in life, I think that this is a great choice for people. Like, I'm so excited to get to try it. Like, when and if I do, because.
Oh, we're going to.
We're going
to. Not if.
Try it.
We're going to.
Well, I told you that was the one thing that I wanted to do.
We were going to.
Like when we were going to go to Jollywood, but then I had to get sick. And so.
We're going back. We're going back.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I'm just glad y'all didn't go without me, because then we would have had to discuss
we didn't
the
go
terms
to, like,
of our friendship.
Sit down place, but we did go to the bakery part. So
like
I'm
in
sorry.
and out. Yeah.
Yeah. We just, because I got key lime, and Amanda, what did Amanda get? She got something. I don't remember. But it was.
I feel
good.
a little betrayed, but I will allow
we didn't do
it.
the sit down. We didn't do the sit down.
Okay.
A lemon bar.
But, yes, I'm sure.
Fog lattes.
So
I started getting one every morning.
Yeah, because why not? YOLO, right?
I could.
Now the quick service places there. So we talked about the corn dog place, which looks delicious, and then there's it's the
like a deli /
bakery.
Yes. I'm gonna tell you what, that coffee cake that I had. Whew, first of all, I gained 5 pounds just looking at it. That thing was so thick, but it was not dry. It was delicious.
Yes, so good. And that's where you fill up your mug, is in there.
It is. You get your mugs there. Like, you can cash in like your dining plan for your mug there. You fill
up. I was
up.
gonna say, and like the coffee cake was like this big, and I think it was, what was it, Natalie? Like $8.95 or $9.95.
I don't remember,
like
but it was a snack credit.
But it was only one snack credit.
One snack.
Yeah. So that was a really good one. And then there's the pizza place. We did not make it to the pizza place, but it was nice to
there is a pizza window.
Do what?
It's a pizza window, so you can walk up and order like outside there on the boardwalk.
And then you put margaritas down, Jamie. What was the margarita?
There is a margarita, like little house booth thing that you can go to.
Where did I did not see
So there's the corn dog one, and then like a little bit down, there's the margaritas.
So it's corn dog and then margaritas, and like they're on the water side.
Yes.
I did not see that or even notice.
Because I walked up to the margarita one thinking it was the corn dog, because the line was so short, and I was like, I'm about to get my corn dog.
Corn
and
dog.
It was margarita stand.
Window.
But, you know, it's fine. YOLO.
Now, also out there on the boardwalk they have their gift shop. Did you guys? I love their gift shop. I think
we did go to the gift shop quite a few times.
Big open gift shop, and in there they also had some like grab and go stuff that you could get.
They do have grab and go stuff, and then they also have like a dessert counter. It's almost like Main Street. With the apples and all the chocolate
cookies Rice Krispie treats, and like the Mickey Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah. Well, and they also had that gift shop that was a little bit different, that sold some of like the art and like the blown glass and
that's what we were
just
the
art gallery.
The art gallery. So my husband used to collect, he doesn't collect them anymore. They were these like brass frogs. Tim Carterell, I believe, is his name. And they used to sell them. Oh, actually, I think they still do sell because I remember seeing a big one when we were in there. But he used to buy the small ones, and we would get them in that art gallery, or there was an art gallery in Disney Springs, and there was an art gallery in the Polynesian, which is still there as well. But the art galleries are dying at Disney, so let's keep them alive. Please, if you can afford a painting, go buy one.
Yes. Go buy one.
But it's beautiful.
Or go buy a brass frog.
Go buy those things weren't cheap either, and now he only has the big ones, which are like thousands, which the small ones that Justin used to buy were like a couple hundred. But they don't sell the small ones anymore. I don't know if he makes them at all anymore, but so the small frogs.
So that's a unique souvenir, like we were
Yeah,
talking
so
about in
Justin
our
used
last
to always
episode.
buy the brass frog, and we just love going and walking around the art gallery in there. I'm sure, Jamie, you guys love that too.
We do love it. This is one of the only trips that Dylan hasn't purchased a piece of art, and I was like, I'm gonna need you to like pause on it. I think we had 6 lightsabers, and I think now we have 9, and I'm like
we did
just
club
hit a pause
level,
button.
like, you know, we
let's not
splurged
forget
on
that I just had to buy a car, so like,
Right.
if we could like not buy some art today, that'd be super.
He likes to 3D print he has a printer. So he's printed these like hangers for his lightsabers. So we have an entire wall now of lightsabers. So like let's just let's just hit the pause button on all of that.
I think your husband and I would get along swimmingly in a non-weird, very platonic way because like I have a whole wall of like all of my pens. I've got my lightsabers. I've got my popcorn buckets. I've got my drawings. Like, y'all are my people.
I told you, Angelica. I was like, you and Jamie are getting along so
Oh, she
good.
did. She did.
Yeah,
and we do. I mean, we do. I mean, like, I slept on Jamie's shoulder on the plane ride home. Okay. Like it's
totally fine.
I mean, we're buddies now, but like at first I was like, I don't know. She sounds kind of bougie. And Natalie,
I took you to the club at the airport.
You did.
You were like, what are we doing?
Like, Natalie looked at me and she goes, you're calling somebody else bougie? And I'm like, listen, I am backwoods redneck bougie, okay? Like, I am not. But then, like, it was kismet. It was like, just, we were just immediate buddies.
Yes.
So,
yes.
She wasn't wrong.
I was not wrong. I knew that. The last thing about Boardwalk and what makes Boardwalk so special, and I feel like it is the nightlife that is at Boardwalk. Like, the nightlife is far superior when it comes to the Boardwalk. Like, people come to the Boardwalk from Epcot to go check out the nightlife that's at the Boardwalk. So, Jamie, tell us about what did you guys experience?
So just the first night, the kids ran out on the balcony when we got there to the room, and like not only were they like shocked by location, but like they could sit there and see the performers, and there was someone juggling, and then they were doing acrobats like a few feet from that, like just constant performers out on there, and then like the carnival games that are open, you literally are on like a retro boardwalk is what you feel like, and they truly make that experience from like start to finish feel that way.
Yes. I think I've seen a magician. I saw the statue people. Like, I do not know how she does what she does. It's crazy.
No. I can tell you what was not on my 2024 bingo card. It was not me walking up to light up Double Dutch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yes.
The jump ropers.
The jump ropers were out there.
Let me tell you something. Like, I have always had a fascination with Double Dutch, like, but I have never been, I'm coordinated, but I'm not that coordinated. Like, I wanted to Double Dutch so bad in elementary school. Watching them with those light up jump ropes, jumping through them things, and cutting slits. First of all, I realized my age real fast. And second, I
think they were older than us. Some of them looked older.
They had to be. But they had to be the flexibility. But I was like a child. Like, I literally sat crisscross applesauce on a plank of wood on the boardwalk and
just
watched
watching
them like I was 5. Okay.
Yeah.
It was there is something so magical about the boardwalk. And honestly, I really feel like that, yes, art of animation is great when you're immersed into like, the life size things of Nemo.
And the
And like
characters. Yeah.
if you've got younger kids, that's fantastic. But there is something about being on the boardwalk and it feeling like you're part of it. Almost felt like a movie to me. Like
Yeah.
it was so magical. Like I can't even describe the feeling. And I'm like, you're only going to experience that for the first time, one
Yeah,
time.
one time.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, it is literally a core memory for me now, just like getting to sit there and watch that kind of stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
best money we ever spent. Best money we ever spent.
Now, we were staying across the water, across the pond. We were stayed one night over at Yacht Club, and we took the boat over to go over to Boardwalk, and they happened to be roasting marshmallows at the time. So, and roasting marshmallows is free, and every resort does this. Like, every resort has the marshmallows, but it was right there where the big open grass was. So
where they set up the nightly movies. Yes.
So the movie is there. So we did the marshmallows. And then as soon as we finished marshmallows, they had the screen pumping up. Like they had awesome, cool chairs that they were bringing out, like beanbag looking chairs.
Yes.
They didn't have many of those beanbag chairs. So if you want those, you got to get there well before the movie starts. But it was just great. And then kids just playing on the lawn. Like we weren't even staying there, and we were just enjoying the atmosphere
They're
so
tumbling,
much.
like the kids are just like running around. It is very cool.
It's very nostalgic for me. Like it feels very much like our childhood, like when, like kids on the block would like everybody would just kind of play together, and like our parents didn't give a flying flip where we were, and like that it was dark outside. Like I feel like that sort of nostalgia towards the boardwalk, just because like there were so many like kids just playing on the grass, but then there was like the adults over here. Like it felt very much like the carnival on the movie The Sandlot. Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like that's how it feels to me, like nostalgic, fun, just lights and magic, and
the lights are great.
They're fantastic.
I don't think you can do the bike rentals at night, but during the day they have bike rentals.
Right.
Yes. So we did. Have you guys ever done those Soli bikes?
No, I was watching people on them. We have not done them, but we definitely got to watch.
We rented one at Riverside, and my family and I will not ever be doing that again. It was so at Riverside you could go around twice. This one area you could do twice. We did that once and we returned the bike, and they didn't even charge us. They're like, "You don't want to go around again?" We're like, "No, that was horrible."
Like there is a special place in, I won't say that on the podcast, but for people that ride tandem bikes and unicycles and bicycles in general.
It was way harder than it looks. That's
the parents I saw looked like they were working very hard.
You work very hard. And we were laughing. Like, don't get me wrong. We had moments of laughter, and McKenna thought we were going to go straight into the water. Like, we had a good time, but
were the moments of laughter from sheer panic though? Because like, I feel like this would be a panic moment for me. Like
it was like the anxiety laughter. Yeah.
Like we would all have to be like an Olympic rowing team. Like we are all pedaling with the same foot at the same time. Like it would have to be coordinated. Otherwise I'm not doing it. It's not happening.
Yeah. But you can rent those there. And yeah, so you can rent
and sign a waiver when you rent it, because
I'm sure we did.
Just know that you may not come back in one piece. Mentally.
There was just a couple little more things. So Jelly Rolls is an iconic place that has been there forever. Now, Jamie and I were talking before. There's rumor that it's closing, but there's also rumor that it's just turning to a jazz bar.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
So there is rumors that it's not going to be called Jelly Rolls with the dueling pianos, but it is going to just turn into a jazz bar. But there was nothing there indicating that when I was there.
And so we can't confirm what is happening to Jelly Rolls, but
I think the singer has had his name registered trademark. So
Well,
they
so
may.
there was a really famous singer who sang there all the time named Piano Rob, and I follow him on Instagram. During COVID, he would go live, like he had a following, and he performed at Jelly Rolls all the time. And ever since he hasn't been there, I don't know if it's I don't know. I have not been,
Well, look
but
at
people were obsessed with him, and he still actually plays around Disney. He's just not at Jelly Rolls anymore.
Huh.
But
So possible jazz bar, possible renaming or retheming. Is
I
that
don't
kind
know.
of the okay?
Yep. So we will see. And then I don't know the Abracadabra bar. We did not go in there. Jamie, did you guys go in there at all,
I
or
did
what?
not go in. It was super popular, and I think people were extra dressed up just because we were there over Christmas.
Oh no,
So
they
we
were dressed
definitely
up when
did
we
not
were
bring
there.
the cocktail dresses and the things
How
that
come
I
I do
saw
not
people
remember
going in
this?
with.
I
Oh,
do not remember Abracadabra
so
bar.
listen. Okay, so when we were going to our room and we took a
Oh,
left,
it was like the
eh,
lounge.
yes, where everybody was like nice clothes, nice.
Okay. Yeah.
That was Abracadabra.
Okay. There
Yeah.
were dressed up people.
Oh yeah, they were fancy.
I think it's a thing. It is definitely a thing.
And I was
But
like rolling up there in my pajamas. So it was
well,
not, I think there's a
maybe
dress
one
code and
time
I think I'd have been denied entry.
we'll have to get dressed up and go there one time because that would be
Yes.
fun.
Say
There was a
less
lot of people.
because I'm getting a flapper dress if that's the case. Like
There were
we're
a
getting,
lot of people just dressed to the nines.
like I'm getting a
We
flapper
should
dress.
do it.
Let's do
That
it.
would be so fun. That
Flapper
would be so
dresses.
fun. But I think that covers everything that we wrote down about the boardwalk. Like, so obviously we have given it rave reviews, like rave reviews. So is there
We love
anything else
it.
you guys wanted to add?
Utilize your map
Oh,
that they
Yes.
give you at the front desk because otherwise you will get lost and you will wander around and you will have a sweet little cast member named Jerry or Gary. I don't know what his name was. But he looks at me, he's like, sweetheart, are you lost? And I'm like, your eyelashes
I
are
sure am.
like he had on a set of fake lashes that were so beautiful I couldn't even stop staring. And I was like, I absolutely am lost. I have no idea where I'm going. I have never stayed here before. I belong at Pop Century. Clearly, I am not boardwalk material. Help. And so just if you get lost, ask a cast member because they are so nice and they're so willing to help. But use your
They
map
are very
and
helpful.
just make sure your map is in the correct formation because
Orientation. Looking at it the right way.
Yeah. Because I was not.
To throw one more thing out there that I just thought was super special. Being there at Christmas,
I was going to ask about that.
they have the gingerbread, but there's also Santa. Santa was there, so we went down in our Christmas jammies, talked to Santa on Christmas Eve, and then made our way to Epcot for the cookie stroll. So there is just like so many really cool things that you can do and new memories to create. Just because you're not
That
at
is so
home for
cool.
Christmas doesn't mean that you can't do those things.
The Christmas things. There's a girl, I did her hair a long time ago, and her family, they had owned DVC at the boardwalk for years, and they spent every Christmas at the boardwalk. And she said her mom would bring like a little Christmas tree that fit in their bag, and they'd put up a Christmas tree in their room. And I mean, they spent every Christmas there, so it must have a special, thing about it because they did it every year at Christmas.
Very
But
special.
I wonder, we'll have to talk about that in a different episode about Christmas and like what the resorts do and things like that. But Jamie, thank you so much about sharing your
Thank you, Jamie.
experience
We
with
appreciate it.
Boardwalk and Club Level, and we all want to go because it sounds amazing.
I know. So if you or your loved ones would like to book Club Level, standard room, whatever at Disney's Boardwalk Resort or at any other Disney resort, hit us up at sales@gallivantgalstravel.com and we will hook you up with one of our agents that will be a good fit for you and get you started on your little magical path to that Disney vacation.
And remember to like, subscribe, follow, share, and hit that notification button so you don't miss anything that's going on with Gallivant Gals. Thank you very much, guys. See you next time.
Until next time, see ya.